Have you ever felt that nagging worry about retirement, that deep-seated fear that you just won't have enough to live comfortably, to truly enjoy the golden years you've worked so hard for? It's a common feeling, a silent anxiety that whispers in the back of your mind as you approach your 60s. You're not alone in this. Millions of Americans share this exact concern. But what if I told you that this fear often stems from a fundamental misunderstanding? A single crucial mistake that most people make, costing them precious years of their well-deserved retirement. Today we're going to uncover a shocking truth, a perspective shift that could redefine your entire outlook on retirement. It's a truth most Americans don't hear until it's almost too late, so listen carefully. Our journey begins with a couple, Robert and Linda, both turning 60, sitting across from their financial planner, Greg. Their faces mirrored the anxiety many of you feel. "Greg, we don't think we have enough to retire." What struck Greg wasn't their fear itself, but the realization that 41% of Americans share this exact sentiment. It's a widespread worry, yet often, it's a worry fueled by incomplete information. Greg gently explained that this fear doesn't signify failure. Instead, it highlights a gap in our collective knowledge. Nobody truly teaches us how retirement math really works, beyond the headlines. Then Greg shared a piece of insight that made Linda freeze. It was a simple statement, yet profoundly impactful, challenging everything she thought she knew about her financial standing. Before you panic about retirement, Greg advised, make sure you're not relying on the wrong number, because most people do, and it costs them up to 5 extra years of unnecessary working. He broke down the common misconception, the idea that the average American at age 60 has $537,000 saved. While statistically true, this number is incredibly misleading, inflated by a few very wealthy individuals. The real number, the one that paints a more accurate picture for most people, is the median. And for Americans at 60, that median is closer to $200,000. A stark difference, isn't it? Greg then dropped another truth bomb. If you're above $200,000 at 60, you're already ahead of half the country. Linda stared, stunned. She had been comparing herself to the wrong people her whole life. This brings us to our first life lesson. Don't let misleading averages dictate your self-worth. Understand the median. It's a far more realistic benchmark for your financial progress. But Greg wasn't finished. He moved on to another widespread belief, one that often traps retirees in a cycle of worry and unnecessary work. The infamous 8X rule. Most retirees, he continued, unintentionally ruin their own retirement because they blindly follow the 8X rule, a guideline that was never designed around real life, your life. You might have heard it, the idea that you need 8 times your annual expenses saved by retirement. So if your family spends $100,000 a year, the rule dictates you need $800,000 saved. But Greg leaned forward, lowering his voice. Robert, Linda, this rule is outdated. And for many people, it's dangerously discouraging, leading to years of unneeded stress and extended careers. Why is it so misleading? Because real retirement doesn't follow a straight line of spending. Your financial landscape changes dramatically once you step away from full-time work. Think about it. Your house might be paid off. Your kids are grown and independent. And those daily work expenses, commuting, professional attire, lunches out, simply disappear. Your spending actually drops, often significantly, down to about 70–75% of what you spent during your working years. That $100,000 annual expense, it could realistically become closer to $75,000. This is our second crucial lesson. Your retirement spending isn't your working spending. Anticipate a natural decrease in expenses, freeing up more of your savings than you might expect. Then Greg reminded them of something many people forget, something that dramatically shifts the retirement math and often leads to accidental overestimation of needs. And this, he emphasized, is where most people accidentally overestimate their needs by tens of thousands of dollars each year. Social Security. If you've earned a decent income, say over $100,000 annually, your Social Security benefit could easily be around $2,500 a month, which translates to $30,000 a year. Suddenly, that's $75,000 in annual spending isn't all coming from your savings. A substantial $30,000 of it is covered by Social Security, leaving only $45,000 to draw from your nest egg. And what if your spouse claims half the benefit? The gap shrinks even further to around $30,000 a year total needed from savings. The numbers begin to tell a very different, much less daunting story. Linda's eyes widened. Robert whispered, "We've been worrying for nothing." This pivotal realization is our third lesson. Never underestimate the powerful role of Social Security in your retirement income. But Greg raised his hand. Don't celebrate yet, because here's where people still sabotage their future. They still think they need $800,000 when they might only need closer to $500,000. With a sensible 5% withdrawal rate, many households can retire comfortably with just 5 times their annual income needed from savings, not 8. This is a game changer. That $300,000 difference between $800,000 and $500,000 isn't just a number. It translates to profound life advantages. It could mean 5 fewer years of extra working. It could mean 5 more years of healthy, active retirement, 5 more years dedicated to travel, pursuing your passions, finding new purpose, and experiencing true freedom. Greg sees people delaying their lives every single day because of a rule that was invented by Wall Street, a formula not built around the nuances of real human lives. This is our fourth lesson. Focus on a sustainable withdrawal rate, not an arbitrary savings multiple. He told them, and I tell you now, your life is not a cold, unfeeling formula. Your spending, your habits, your health, it's your unique story. Don't let a made-up rule steal years from you. Robert finally leaned back, a visible breath of relief escaping him. Linda squeezed his hand. For the first time in years, retirement didn't feel like a distant, impossible threat. It felt wonderfully, vibrantly possible. This brings us to our final, most important lesson. Your retirement plan must be uniquely yours. It's about your reality, your dreams, not a one-size-fits-all spreadsheet. Greg ended with one final sobering warning. If you plan your retirement using the wrong number, you will either work far too long or retire far too scared. Both steal the life you've earned. You deserve clarity. You deserve a second opinion. And most importantly, you deserve a retirement plan built specifically for your reality, tailored to your dreams and your unique financial situation, not someone else's. So, take control of your narrative. Seek out the truth about your retirement numbers. Don't let fear or misinformation hold you back from the joyful, fulfilling retirement you truly deserve. Before you scroll away, do this for your future. Like this video to help more people over 50 discover these vital truths. Share it with someone you know who's worried about retirement. And subscribe to Happy Grandpa 69 for weekly guidance, hope, and real numbers that can truly change your life.